Hey, what's up, guys? It's Combat Saturday. I'm off to a bit of a later start today. My house is still in a kind of a mess. We're doing renovations, and I can't really access my basement right now. But I can always access this, so hopefully. So, anyways, today's topic, what I want to discuss was forms, or also known as katas or patterns, and the importance of them. Okay. Now, a lot of people will tell you that they think forms have no purpose and they're impractical and whatever, and all this stuff, blah 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 blah. You know, I've here's the thing: a lot of people misunderstand the importance of what forms are, what the purpose of them, and a lot of people do forms and patterns without even realizing it. Okay. Now you look at a combo, like a boxing combo. Okay, that's basically a short form. All right, every one you do is a very short form. Okay, so first of all, what is a form? Okay, actually, before I get into that, I want to address something here. A lot of people like to quote Bruce Lee and say that Bruce Lee was against forms and he didn't like them. That's not true. Okay, the first Wing Chun form called Selim Tao, he did every day actually. Now later on, he actually stopped doing it, but because by that point he didn't really need to anymore because it was so ingrained into his subconscious and his biomechanics, his body, so muscle memory, so he didn't really have to. But for a long, long time he did it. Okay, what he was against was using forms as an exclusive form of training. Okay, if that's all you're doing, and you're not doing the partner drills and the sparring and the other things which are required of you, you know, and the linear drills and punching bag work and all that kind of stuff. If you're not doing that and you're only doing forms, then yeah, it's you're not going to get that much out of it. Okay, but the whole idea of what a form is now, in the old days, most people were illiterate. Okay, this is just a fact. Okay, it wasn't. I mean, the public school system is actually very recent, maybe the late 19th century or so. Before that, most people were illiterate. Okay, and so forms were a way for you to pass down a system through movement. Okay, people couldn't read and write, so they had to have a physical glossary of techniques. Okay, techniques, not only techniques, but also attributes. All right, and key principles and concepts that you need to emphasize. Okay, and then once you've got those in this glossary here, it's up to you to actually train them and drill them and make them alive and make them real. Okay, um, so I'll give you an example. Okay, now in the Wing Chun form, the Silam Tao, there's one motion where you will chop, come back, down here, up, here, down, down, down. That's one section of it. Okay, fairly small section. Okay, so let's look at that again. Okay, we're chopping out. Okay, there's a chop. Now, actually, before we do the chop, we actually look left and right. So I look left, I look right, and then I do is double chop. Drop my elbows a bit and do a double chop. Okay, bring it back. So this trains me to bring it back to my center, right here. So this is called jump style. So it's like a forward and downward deflection. Okay, so I'm not doing this. I'm not here. I just come right from here to here, right from here to here. It goes right down. Okay, then it goes here. This is called tuck style. So it's an upward lifting palm. All right. Again, I'm not doing this. Right. Boom, boom. Right. Just go right up. Comes over. Jut style. Bu style. Down, down, up. So this movement here represents taking a direct path, a direct route. So I'm not going to do this and then come down here. Let's go right down there, right up there. Okay. This also can have an application too. Back of the wrist here, bang. Right? Okay. So all these things. Now, if that's all you're doing, you're not going to get that much out of it. But take each of those movements, drill them individually, do the chops on the heavy bag, okay? Practice partner drills, okay? Put on some gear and practice sparring, okay? And that's the thing, right? That's how you actually make it work, okay? But the little concepts like the meditation is like a meditative thing. When you're doing all the stuff here, you think, okay, here's my arms. I'm not pulling back. I'm not pulling back. Well, here, direct root, bam, right? subconsciously building all those things into your muscle memory, okay? Then you train them slowly, and then you build upon that, okay? So that's how you really get the most out of doing any kind of form, okay? You look at um, a boxing combo, all right? Now let's take a 1-2-3 with a slip, okay? So a 1-2-3 slip pivot, okay? So a jab, a rear hand, a lead hook, slip and pivot, okay? Now let's look at that, all right? Now you're here, okay? I go 1-2-3, pivot, okay? So 1-2-3, pivot. So that combo is set up so that I can, it's designed to train your slip, train your pivot, and 3 basic punches, okay? You could take that as a form, and you could do 20 jabs, and then 20 rear hands, and 20 hooks, and 20 slips, and 20 pivots, okay? And you can break it all down. You can take just the hook and just the pivot, right? Or right, just hook and pivot, or just the rear hand, or you can isolate it. Let's take from the end of the rear hand, bang, bang, right? From the end of the jab, bang, bang, right? So that's a way that you see how you break it down, and without knowing it, that actually is a form. It is a pattern, okay? And you can look at it in the same way. It can be a glossary of techniques as well, okay? So I mean, if you want to, just suppose someone couldn't read right now, okay? Just suppose, okay? You could look at it that way as being like a physical glossary as well. So you could take a handful of combos, and those would train, and you could link them all together, and those would train all the various techniques, okay? And then you break it down, all right? You can call it, grand boxing form or something, okay? Okay, whatever you want to call it, okay? So that's really the importance of patterns and forms, and that's how they're really used effectively, okay? If you only do, let's say you only did that combo, okay? That's all you ever did. You that's it, over and over and over again, okay? 300 times a day, all right? You would get good at doing that combo, but that's it, okay? You wouldn't be able to think outside of that, because that's all you'd be doing, okay? And likewise, if all you do is a form, the traditional forms, you don't do anything else, well, you can't think outside of that either, okay? So anyway, that's the importance of forms, and that's why I believe that forms are very important, and patterns are very important. If your system doesn't have one, well, people essentially make their own. They don't know it, but it's combos, okay? That is a form, okay? Now I will say one more thing too. This was actually inspired because one of the guys working on my house, he's a nice guy, but he went downstairs and he saw my punching bag and my wooden dummy and all that stuff, and he had to tell me his opinion, okay? And you know what they say about opinions, right? Everyone's got one, right? Just like something else, right? So the thing, here's the thing, okay? The only guys who ever put things down, like he would tell me that forms are useless and all this stuff, and blah 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 blah. The only guys who ever talk that way are fanboys, okay? And this guy's a pretty big time MMA fanboy, and I like MMA too, okay? But I've never met anyone who trains seriously in any martial art who will trash other martial arts like that. The only ones who do that are fanboys, guys who don't actually do it for real. I have trained with many people, Muay Thai fighters, BJJ fighters, boxers, a lot of boxers, okay? All Taekwondo people, karate people, all kinds of things. Okay, I train with all kinds of people. Never once, not even one time ever, did I meet anyone who was at a high level who was trashing other martial arts. I've never seen it ever. I don't think I ever will. Okay, not anyone at a high level. Okay, people at low levels and fanboys who don't even do it at all, they're the ones who taught this kind of garbage. Okay, so just something to keep in mind. Okay, people love to have this kind of tribal mentality about, well, we do things this way, they do things that way, we're better than them, and rather than feeling superior, okay, and blowing up your ego and thinking, well, we're better than them, and we're here and they're there, okay. Rather than doing that, why don't you look at what they're doing and see what you can learn from them, okay? Everyone's got something to teach you, okay? And once again, I've never met any skilled martial artist who was closed-minded. They always have an open mind, and they're always able to see other arts and learn from them. Okay, I'm talking about people who are good. Okay, and that's it. Okay, all right. So that's the end of the video. Hope you found it useful. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll talk to you guys soon.